Hello, I'm John Walsh. We need your help to capture this fugitive. Julio Cesar Guevara Mejia is wanted by the FBI in Sacramento for the attempted murder of a 19-year-old female in November of 2007. Police say he lured the young woman to a hotel room where he shot her 3 times in the chest. He could be in Palm Springs, California or Houston, Texas. Contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI if you have any information.
Retro TV, your home for classic television. The greatest shows in history are here for you to enjoy. Join Cosby and Colt as secret agent men in I Spy. Ride along the Ponderosa with the Cartwrights in Bonanza. Hit the beat with Joe Friday in Dragnet. And that's not all. Retro TV offers endless fun and excitement for the whole family to enjoy. Retro TV, the best in classic television.
You can find Retro TV on over-the-air channel 13.4.
Hi, I'm John Malos. Welcome to this live edition of Connect With Me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this day. Hey, you're watching us on Comcast Channel 187, and you're welcome to call in at 436-ME-TV, option 11. Today's topic, a big one, talking about drones, the safety of flying those drones. I'm talking about not only commercially, but from a hobbyist point of view. Are they a danger to airplanes and helicopters? We'll talk to somebody from the FAA in just a moment, and you're welcome to call in as well. Back in just a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
Back here on the program, preparing for this show for quite a while, talking about drones today. You're welcome to call in during the course of the program when you can get through at 436-ME-TV, option 11. Drone safety is a big issue. We'll get into that in just a moment. Tomorrow, we're going to talk to Peter Nazaridian. He is a family therapist. Of course, he's been on here before. He's our expert, so we'll talk to him tomorrow about bipolar disease. Anyway, we're going to get into that in just in a short while, in 24 hours. We'll talk about bipolar. Today we're talking about drones. You're watching us live on Comcast Channel 187 as usual. Remember, on August the 25th or thereabouts, when they tell me the exact date and time, that Comcast channel will switch to 375. Not sure exactly when, but for now it's 187. Also 43.6, 13.1, and 8.1 over-the-air broadcast. Then the replay comes later in the day, 2 o'clock, 13.6 U2, 8 o'clock at night, prime time, 4.6 Biz TV. And you can watch us on YouTube, the YouTube channel, 24/7 if you'd like. The Twitter account is not changed, at John Malos, Me TV. And so the topic today is drones. You never know when a drone or where a drone might pop up. There is a growing concern over the number of drones flying around our area and other parts of the country, especially around airports and around airplanes and helicopters and those close calls. Let's put a picture up on the screen. You might remember this from a week ago. Just to prove the point, last week a local pilot flying a Skylife helicopter had to maneuver around the drone in mid-flight. That medical chopper was airlifting a patient when he spotted a large drone in his flight path. The nurse who was on board that flight, Vince Ellis, confessed that the pilot was quick to react, thus avoiding a catastrophe by less than 20 feet. That was the first near miss here in the Central Valley involving a drone. So far this year nationwide, 650 close calls reported by pilots. That's nearly triple last year as drone sightings reach new heights. The FAA says there are 2 hot spots, talking about Los Angeles and New York, some flying as high as 10,000 feet. That's not good. Now, in late July, a dangerous encounter on the East Coast over JFK Airport as a drone had a close call with an incoming airliner with 159 people on board. You might remember this Delta Airlines flight coming in from Orlando. The drone came within 100 feet of that plane. The pilot spotted that drone. It was flying under the plane. All ended up safely, though, because the plane landed safely at JFK. Meanwhile, back here on the West Coast, on the Golden Gate Bridge, drone hobbyists are flying those drones above, below, and through the bridge itself. One drone actually crash landed on the bridge. Drones have been flying over and under that bridge for quite a while now, and security officials are concerned about the safety of not only those people that are walking across the Golden Gate Bridge, but driving it as well. The FAA is developing rules, or at least I think they are, for commercial use of drones, but not too many restrictions as far as hobbyists are concerned at this point. Live on the telephone with us right now from Los Angeles is Ian Gregor. He is the communications manager of the Pacific Division for the FAA. Ian, are you there?
I am here, John. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, I appreciate it. Hey, question number one, how concerned are you about all these close calls this year?
Well, this is obviously a growing problem, as you pointed out with the numbers you cited a moment ago, and we are moving aggressively to see what we can do about it. But let me just, if I could for a sec, put in context what's going on. You know, for literally decades and decades, the only aircraft that had access to the airspace were aircraft flown by human beings. And the people that fly them have to have a certain amount of experience and knowledge and skill to be able to fly. Now, what we've seen recently in a very, very short period of time is a whole new, different type of aircraft, an unmanned aircraft, gaining access to the system and being operated by, in many cases, by people who have little to no aviation experience. So what we focused on in the last year or so is education. We've partnered with other government agencies, the drone industry, the Academy of Model Aeronautics, to try to get the word out there about what the rules and regulations are. And I think there's some misunderstanding about the whole issue of rules and regulations when it comes to hobbyist drones. There are, in fact, firm rules out there, and that's actually an act that's enshrined in federal law that the drones have to be operated regardless of whether they're a hobbyist drone or for commercial purposes, so that they don't pose any hazard to either manned aircraft or any people or property on the ground.
So what are those rules? I mean, how close can you get to an airport? How high can you fly that drone if you're a hobbyist?
The rule is under 400 feet, no more than 5 miles from an airport, and you have to have the aircraft in sight, within your visual line of sight at all times. And obviously, as you mentioned at the beginning of the show, with some reports of drone sightings as high as 10,000 feet, clearly there are some people who are not abiding by any of those rules. Now, I want to make it clear that we do not have an issue with hobbyists who operate properly. In fact, there's an organization out there called the Academy of Model Aeronautics. It's a very old and experienced hobbyist organization, and they have excellent safety standards. Their membership knows the rules, and because they've really set the gold standard for safe operations of unmanned aircraft, of model aircraft, we've partnered with them to try to get the word out as widely as possible.
Right. Well, how do you educate people about drones? I mean, drones are still fairly new, especially to hobbyists. How do you educate people? How are you executing that education?
Well, that's an excellent question. We know that no single agency or organization is going to be able to do this on their own. This is really something where we're all in it together. So we've pursued a number of educational initiatives. The Academy of Model Aeronautics, the Association of Unmanned Vehicle Systems International, and an organization called the Small UAV Coalition came up with an excellent education campaign called Know Before You Fly, that clearly describes the rules, regulations for safe hobby operations. And we've partnered with them to try to get the word out as widely as possible. We have done special media outreach, to around the holiday season, because we know a lot of people were receiving drones as gifts around the holidays.
Right.
Around the Super Bowl, we did some more outreach to try to remind people that you can't fly a drone around any major sports stadium. And now, we realize that the number of people buying small hobbyist drones is expanding at an exponential rate, and our task is to expand our educational outreach, and when necessary, I need to point out, enforcement to reach these people. So we've recently partnered with the Department of the Interior and U.S. Forest Service to make sure that people know wildfires and drones don't mix. We're planning to step up our enforcement against people who operate dangerously. And I'd like to point out that anybody who endangers a manned aircraft or people or property on the ground can face civil penalties ranging from $1,000 to $25,000 depending on the seriousness of the violation.
Right, and also 10 years in jail. Hey, I do want to re-roll the monologue video, that close call in New York at JFK Airport. Let's roll that videotape, that B-roll again, and we're going to look at that video while you're talking over it. 159 people on board, a Delta Airlines flight coming in on July 31st to JFK from Orlando. We're looking at the wing right there, video outside, and so the pilot noticed this drone. It flew within 100 feet of that plane, just below the plane. So, Ian, how close can any type of aircraft get to a jetliner like this without it being a danger? I mean, this thing was within 100 feet.
Obviously, that's completely unacceptable. The rules are clear, as I mentioned earlier, below 400 feet. Not within 5 miles of an airport, and
no, I'm talking about
line of sight.
No, that's not what I'm saying. How close do you consider a close call? Is it 1,000 feet, 500 feet?
Well, we don't actually have a definition of a close call, but anybody who flies in airspace where they're not supposed to be is a violation.
This was a near disaster, big disaster. Because
100 feet from a jetliner, 20 feet from a medevac helicopter is way too close and just shouldn't be happening.
Right. There's no question about it. It's a good thing the pilot saw it, because this plane was coming in for a landing. It was about 200 feet off the ground when it saw that drone. Just within 100 feet of it, it flew under the plane. There's no question that's too close. So enforcement. Is there a need for stronger enforcement by the FAA?
Small drones normally don't show up on air traffic radars, so it can be challenging to find out who's operating these. But we have to calculate where the operator could be based on a pilot's report, and when we get that report, we relay it immediately to local law enforcement. Sometimes the quote cop on the beat has the best chance of locating the person who's operating a drone in an unauthorized manner. But nationwide, we have initiated more than 20 enforcement cases, and we settled 5 cases in which operators paid civil penalties or fines. And we proposed civil penalties in at least 5 other cases. And
right.
As I said a moment ago, we are looking to step up our enforcement. We want to get the message out that this is completely unacceptable, and that that enforcement has. Obviously, education is critical, because the more people you can educate, the less need there is for enforcement. But we want to make it very clear that we're not going to hesitate to pursue enforcement actions against people who violate the rules and endanger other aircraft or people on the ground.
All right. I want you to stay on the line. Don't hang up, because I want to talk about that drone that had a semi-automatic weapon attached to it. There's still many people around the country that are outraged by this. The FAA, I believe, is still investigating. A guy by the name of Austin Howard is the one who built that drone, attached a semi-automatic weapon to it. He's an 18-year-old, a teenager out of Connecticut, who I believe is in jail right now. He was arrested not for the drone incident, not for attaching a gun to a drone, but for roughing up a couple of cops. I want you to take a look at this report, and we'll comment on the other side. Ian, stay right there.
A video posted online showing shots being fired from a drone has caught the attention of federal aviation officials and people around this small Connecticut town.
There's no accountability for it. Somebody can be flying this thing from God knows where.
The FAA says it's looking into whether 18-year-old Austin Howard violated any agency regulations. Local police are also investigating. Howard did not return messages from the Associated Press.
Considering it's in Clinton, I work at the outlets, that's a scary thing to think about.
I'd hope there'd be some laws on that real fast to stop that.
In the 14-second video, the drone, jury-rigged with a handgun, is seen firing 4 shots into a wooded area.
We see what people say on the internet when they can hide behind anonymity. When somebody can fire a gun and not be accountable for it, that just brings it to a whole different level.
Howard's father told WFSB TV last week that his son created the drone with the help of a professor at Central Connecticut State University. Kathy Matheson, Associated Press.
All right. Ian, I know you're there. I know you know all about this. Austin Howard, an 18-year-old out of Connecticut, built the drone. He put the semi-automatic weapon on the drone, flew it. You saw the video. Was there any law broken here?
Well, this is obviously very, very concerning to us, and so it harkens back to a point I made a moment ago that dealing with a variety of different drone issues is really, it's got to involve a number of different agencies. In this case, the FAA is obviously involved, but I believe law enforcement is too. And what I can tell you about this specific case is that we are still looking into it, but one of the regulations we're looking at that this gentleman possibly violated is careless and reckless operation of an aircraft, because there's a regulation on the books that states you cannot operate an aircraft in a careless and reckless manner such that it threatens the safety of anybody on the ground.
Right. Okay, one final question here, and we got to let you go. We're running out of time here, but we appreciate your time. I know how busy you are, and that is that there are at least 2 incidents a day around the nation. I'm talking about close calls with drones versus planes and helicopters. That's around the nation, at least 2 a day. There are, at least what I saw on the internet last night, 22 active FAA investigations. 3 more are possibly pending. So, having said that, is there any way that the FAA or somebody can develop some type of software that can control these drones as to how close they can get to an airport, how close they can get to a plane, and how close or how high they can fly in the air?
Yeah, that's really an excellent question, and this term is actually called geofencing. I've heard it thrown around. There are a number of people in the drone manufacturing industry that believe that's the ultimate technological solution, and I know there are some members of Congress who've thrown that out there as well, including Senator Dianne Feinstein and Congressman Adam Schiff here in California. So obviously there's a lot of interest in that technological solution, both from the industry and it appears from Capitol Hill as well.
Okay, I appreciate your time, and hey, thanks a lot for go ahead.
If I could just say one more thing, I really appreciate being invited to participate in the show, because one thing I didn't mention earlier is that the media is a key ally of ours in trying to get the word out. And obviously, the more shows such as yours focus on this topic, the more people you're going to reach. So I just appreciate the chance to be here today and talk about this.
Hey, I appreciate your time. I know it was rather rapid fire yesterday trying to put this show together, and so you could rearrange your schedule and be on the program, and I really appreciate it, Ian, very much.
It's a huge issue for us, and I really appreciate your interest and your taking the time to talk about it.
All right, Ian Greger, he is the communications manager of the Pacific Division for the Federal Aviation Administration, talking to us live on the telephone from Los Angeles. Back with more of our drone show here on Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno in just a moment.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
From a top-secret location, it's the Spies Who Love Me, bringing together MeTV's top super spies to fight evil at a memorable moment's notice. They're daring.
That's right.
Brave.
Now what are we gonna do?
The best we can.
Suave.
Does that apply to me, Oscar?
Possibly. And smart?
The old finger in the gun trick.
Maxwell Smart.
MeTV Fresno, channel 43.6 and Xfinity 187.
You like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook. It's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Hello, I'm John Walsh. We need your help to capture this fugitive. James Bell is an alleged child predator. Bell's wanted for molesting 3 girls ages 9 through 13 while working at a local YMCA in 2003. He was arrested, then fled. Bell has worked as a gymnastics instructor, coach, and a computer repairman. Bell could be anywhere along the West Coast. If you know where he is, call 617-742-5533.
You can find movies on over-the-air channel 13.3. Movies. Our name says it all.
Back here talking about drones and the safety of drones, but you know what? Drones are also used for business, and they're also used for commercial use. And you know what? I want you to watch this next piece of videotape. Let's roll it, and you can see the view from downtown Fresno. There it is, shot in downtown, right near Fulton Mall, the downtown stadium, an aerial view of our city. There it is right now. Isn't that beautiful right there? This was a test run conducted by 2 locals, one of them who works in real estate. Now, they were getting the feel on how to fly a drone because one of them wants to fly drones as a hobby. The other wants to use it to sell houses. That's right, he wants to give the buyer a perspective on what he or she will be purchasing. Look at that shot right there. You don't see that too often. From the air, getting the lay of the land, so to speak, the terrain, the neighborhood, and the surrounding area, it will give potential buyers, I'm talking about real estate buyers, a much better understanding of where they might be living in the future. I could look at that shot all day. I don't know how fast that drone is flying, but taken just a few weeks ago over the Fulton Mall downtown Fresno. It also flew over Chukchansi Park. Such a beautiful day to be flying a drone and taking pictures like that. There's Chukchansi right in the background. Am I right? That's right. Live in our studio is Zach Manick. He works in real estate, and this weekend he's going to be using a drone to try and sell a property that he has listed. He'll be here along with our man down in Los Angeles, Adam Mortanian. Both test flew this drone over the city of Fresno not long ago. Hey, Adam, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning to you, and good morning, Zach. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
All right, let's roll another piece of videotape because I want to look at this aerial shot from the city of Fresno. We have 2 or 3 of these pieces of video. Let's start with you, Adam, in Los Angeles. Did you shoot this video that we're looking at?
Yeah, we were in Fresno about 2 weeks ago, and Zach said, let's go downtown and shoot some buildings. I also have a friend down here in Los Angeles that owns a few of those properties in downtown, I've been following the downtown revitalization for some time, and we thought, let's use my drone to get some good footage of what's going on and, have a test site for what's happening in the redevelopment as well. I mean, you'll notice in some of those videos, it's a large patch of land just to the right of the stadium, and that's where going to be the high-speed rail is going to be. So.
Oh, really?
Correct.
I didn't know that. Okay, well, go ahead.
Yeah, we walked up to the top of the Security Bank building, and we launched the drone from the roof, and we're able to control it more steadily and within sight, and we're able to get really good footage, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, we're looking at some of the footage right now, and it really is spectacular. We, of course, have Zach Manick here in the studio as well. You guys are friends, right?
We are.
Zach?
Lifelong friends. Go way back.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. It's good to see you, and thank you for being here. Now, you're a
Thank
real
you.
estate agent for what company?
Coldwell Banker.
Okay, Coldwell Banker. That's a good company here. We're looking still at the video, that drone flying. That is such a cool shot right there. So how is this going to help you as a real estate agent? I kind of skimmed over it a little bit in the monologue, but how's it going to help?
Well, a brief history. I mean, as everyone remembers, when the housing market kind of declined and it turned into an investor's market, with the majority of REO and short sales, there wasn't a lot of marketing going on because it was investors' cash and things were going off the market super fast. Gradually, as things have recovered, we're back now into a traditional market, and the buyers are getting smarter. So they're looking at professional photography, and they want to see really nice photos taken, and gradually it's also gone into video. So with that said, the natural progression would be aerial footage, but instead of Google Maps or outdated information such as images from the sky, with drones we could actually take a live footage, so it actually gives the buyer a more interactive feel when they're looking to purchase a home.
So instead of, I mean, every real estate agent takes pictures. They take video of the inside and the outside of the house. However, the drone gives you a perspective of what?
Well, the drone gives you an overall perspective of what it would be like to live in the community. It gives the surroundings, maybe a park nearby, a shopping center. Also, it naturally started in ag because these big parcels of land needed to be covered to see all the terrain. So with that said, as it moves into residential, I believe there's a huge opportunity to show buyers, what it's like to actually live in the neighborhood with live footage and live feed of what's going on around the house, not just still photos of the actual house itself, but the actual neighborhood and the community around it.
So does it go back to the old saying, location, location, location? Yeah, the house is great, but where's it located?
Correct. Yes, it does. Exactly. And another big thing is school districts, what people care about. My listing right now is located right by Buchanan High School. So I find it as a perfect opportunity to bring the drone up enough to where you can see how close the proximity is to Buchanan. Instead of just saying in walking distance, you actually see live footage of how close it is in relation to where the house is. And so buyers are getting smarter, like I said, and they really want to see what it's like to live in a certain area. And I just believe still photos where they're still good. I think professional photography is still needed. A drone gives it a very much more enhanced perspective that can help the buyer.
As you can see by the video here, and I know your lifelong buddy Adam Mortanian is on the phone from Los Angeles. He helped you with this drone, flying it, shooting the video. It looks so. I know you can't see it, Adam, right now, what we're looking at. But what are we looking at there, Adam? What area of town is that? I know it's downtown, but what is that right there, Adam?
So we took off.
Zach, what is that we're looking at real quick?
Well, that's a Security Bank building, and this is right along the Fulton Mall.
Okay.
The other thing that I'd like to touch on as well is where I want to see the natural progression of my business is actually through the revitalization of downtown.
Yeah. How's that going to help you?
Well, it's actually going to help me because I want to be involved in that process. I grew up in Fresno, and I believe downtown is going to be the next Santana Row, is what they say in San Jose. So I really, with the current votes that were passed last year, with the road that's going to be coming through the Fulton Mall, I believe there's great opportunity with this drone. For instance, as you can see, it's shooting right down the Fulton Mall, just about a little bit offline, but you could actually show live footage of the progression of what's going on down there.
Amazing. Hey, so Adam, you're a banker in Los Angeles down there. So are you just a hobbyist? Is that what you are?
That would be a safe assumption. I just kind of had an intellectual curiosity with flying, remote controlled. And this drone came on the market a few years ago, and so I dove straight in. I bought a drone, and I've been playing with it ever since. And when Zach approached me to kind of put the two mediums together, I said, Zach, it's a great idea, but there's a lot of regulation involved. And so we've kind of just been using it, with myself as a hobbyist. And when I do a lot of surfing down in Orange County and in Los Angeles, so we take it out over the ocean, and, it always draws a little crowd. But with Zach's implementation into the real estate market, I think it's really going to change things.
Yeah, how is that going to help you as a banker? People come in for a loan, they're going to say, hey, I saw this great house, and I didn't only see the interior of the house, but they showed me a video from a drone. Do you think that's ever going to happen?
I believe with people that are moving, and when the high-speed rail starts to take effect, there's going to be a lot of urban sprawl. People are going to be living in one city and commuting to another, but they want to move to that city. Well, yeah. Google Maps is not going to show a realistic picture of what it feels like Zach mentioned. So providing that drone is just like Zach said, it's going to show you what the community looks like. Instead of having to switch off the listing and onto a different tab in the internet, you're going to be able to go to one listing, you're going to watch a drone video, you're going to watch an interior video. You're going to have a very interactive feeling with the listing. So it's going to kind of reduce some barriers with home buying, having to be in the exact area.
Yeah, but are you worried about safety, Adam?
So safety is a key element with using these drones, and there's been many incidences that have happened where drones have come close to actual aircraft, and that's just an irresponsible use of this technology. And I know the FAA is coming through with new laws and trying to regulate it in somewhat, but I truly believe as a hobbyist, and if you're responsible with your use and you stay below, I don't know what the ceiling is on the drones. I believe it's like 300 or 400 feet.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think if you stay within those and you're aware of your surroundings, there can be a lot of good done with these.
Man, that's amazing. Do I have to take a break?
If you want.
Okay, we can take a quick break here, come back for another couple of minutes, and then we have actually another guest coming on from Hobbytown. That's right. We're here with a real estate agent. We're here with Adam Mortanian. He is live on the telephone from Los Angeles talking about drones and the safety of drones. Don't lean on that wall. It's going to affect my camera. Thank you. We're going to be back, 436-MeTV, option 11, in just a moment.
The Ballad of Andy and Barney. Andy and Barney were lawmen, bravest you ever did see. Warned every crook in the record book to stay out of Mayberry. They were the law.
Yes, they were the law, and they didn't know fear.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I guess to sum it up, you could say there's 3 reasons why there's so little crime in Mayberry. There's Andy, and there's me, and baby makes 3.
Now on MeTV Fresno.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
Back here with Zach Manick, and Adam Mortanian is on the phone from Los Angeles, 2 lifelong buddies. They got together, they flew this drone over the city of Fresno. I want to see that video again. I don't want to be repetitive, but gosh darn, that video is so wonderful. It's great. The view of the city of Fresno. When was this taken, Zach?
A couple weekends ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So how many real estate agents are actually going into the drone business that you know of besides yourself?
I don't have a number for you, but you see slow implementation. A lot of I've seen it more common on the coast with higher end properties, which is obviously what I'd like to get into as well. That's kind of the natural progression of things, as well as the Fulton Mall. But a lot of them is on the coast where they have sprawling landscapes. They may have acreage where they need to show a lot of terrain and big sprawling houses along the coast. So
I was just thinking, we're looking at Chachansey Park there right now. You know, I wonder if some opposing team could use a drone to pick up and steal some signs from the...
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I don't think they have regulation on that yet.
I don't think so. I think Major League Baseball or even the minor leagues may have to make up a new rule that you can't fly a drone over the stadium. So I don't think you can do that. I think our FAA guy, Ian Greger, mentioned you can't fly over a stadium. But anyway, to make a long story short, give out your telephone number in case some people want to get in touch with you to sell or buy a home.
Yes, please do. My phone number is 559-250-7365.
One more time slowly.
It's 559-250-7365.
And your name is Zach Manick.
Zach Manick.
Coldwell Real Estate, right? Coldwell Banker.
Coldwell Banker, Premier Real Estate. I do have a Facebook page, Zach Manick Real Estate, as well as a website where you can go and check out my live footage of my drones that I will be shooting as well.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Adam, anything you want to add to this? Because we're going to have Hobbytown here on in just a moment. We're going to bring some drones up on the set here. Any advice for all those young people out there that are looking to get into the drone business? They're hobbyists, they're amateurs, they don't know quite how to maneuver that drone with the controls. What advice can you give, Adam? Because it seems like you're an expert at it. The way that video came out, it looked great.
Yeah, this is professional-grade technology that's been provided to consumers, and I just, tell everyone, tread lightly and be cognizant of what you have in your control, because with passenger aircraft, you can really cause a lot of damage. So be aware of your surroundings, always fly in the correct areas, and don't risk anything. If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
Adam, but where can someone get drone training on how to fly these things properly so they don't pull an illegal stunt, so they don't crash land at the airport, so they don't crash land in your neighbor's pool?
Well, believe it or not, the drone technology today, the software being input into these devices will not allow you to even fly over airports.
Right.
The way they're primarily programmed is to not a no-fly zone within 5 miles. Now that can be obviously manipulated by smart programmers, but those are just some of the safety precautions that come out of the box. I really think this industry is still in its infancy, and a lot of regulation is still to come, but a lot of opportunity at the same time. And so the first few people to really uncover that market and kind of capture it, I think, will be very successful.
Yeah, here's a new business for you. I have a new business that you and Zach can open up. You know what that would be? You can teach people how to fly a drone. How about that?
I think that would be a great opportunity.
Yeah, why not? I'm always open to new opportunity.
How much would you charge per hour on how to fly a drone? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a new line of work. It's a new business I just thought of. I mean, I'm sure I just didn't think of it. Other people have thought of it too. But so that's a potential right there, right?
We're going to have to get you flying one first.
I don't know.
We'll get live footage of that next time.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, my son could fly a drone right now, and he's never flown one. That's how good he is with technology. It's amazing how these young kids just pick it up at the snap of a finger.
It's crazy.
It's like they've held it in their hand all their lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's really amazing.
It is.
Gee, I got to go. I'm out of time. But Zach, I know it's a short segment, but your phone number one more time in case people want to get you. I want to give you a big plug here.
Thank you very much. It's 559-250-7365. And again, that's Zach Manick Real Estate with Coldwell Banker. And check out my website for the live footage that's going to be coming.
That's right. And you're going to be using a drone this coming Saturday.
Yes.
In showing one of your homes.
Yes, 724 Goshen Avenue. It just came on the market. And
Clovis or Fresno?
In Clovis, right by Buchanan, 93611. And we will be shooting some drone footage and uploading that as well. So keep your eyes out. Pretty excited about it.
Zach, good luck to you in your real estate business.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, anything we can do to help you out, let us know.
Okay.
Maybe
come back on, for another segment.
That's right. We'll do a real estate segment with a drone.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, I will have some more footage for you.
Adam, are you still there? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, John. Have a great morning.
All right, thank you. And by the way, we're actually flying drones over your father's house right now. I'm talking about Ron Mortanian.
I believe it.
We're spying on him. Anyway, Adam, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for taking the time. I know you're busy down there banking in Los Angeles. Zach, again, thank you.
Thank you.
Back with Hobbytown and drones here on the set in just a moment.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill, Guzman, McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
Want to create something extraordinary? Create perfection. Our lifestyle appliances make it easy. KitchenAid, Ventura TV appliance, and you, when only the best will do.
Tune in to Heartland for the best in true country music. Relive vintage specials, one-of-a-kind concerts, and country music's earliest videos. Heartland is the heart of country. The only place where you can find country music, country stars, and country lifestyles 24/7. Heartland, the heart of country.
Now on channel 13.2.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the KitchenAid appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Save big with KitchenAid. Right now, get up to a $1,000 prepaid MasterCard when you purchase select KitchenAid appliances. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Attention all units. We have reports of 2 motorcycle cops protecting California's highway.
That's for us, good buddy.
The Men of Chips are on MeTV.
Hi, I'm John Baker. I'm John Baker. It's Officer Baker.
He's the blonde one.
Hi there!
Officer Poncherello, man. Frank Poncherello. Oh, I'm Frank Poncherello.
And he's the one who's Eric Estrada.
There's no way I wouldn't remember a name like that.
Catch the blonde one and the one who's Eric Estrada on
Now
Chips.
on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high-efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
Back here on the set, actually a drone is sitting in front of me here. We're going to try to fly this thing during the course of the program in the studio. And, you know, one of the great places that you can go here in the city of Fresno to look at, maybe even purchase a drone is Hobbytown. It's located at Blackstone and Barstow. There's Hobbytown right there. Hobbytown USA, it's been around a long time. They have an enormous selection of drones, some 30 different types to choose from. They range anywhere from $60. Hey, you can spend as much as $1,000 on a drone if you want to. All different kinds of sizes, speeds, features, cameras, depending on how much you want to spend and how sophisticated you actually want to be. A decent drone with a good camera, I mean a quality camera, mounted on top is going to go for about $1,000 or more, but not everyone pays that much. Farmers use them, property owners use them, business people use them, and people just playing around with drones as a hobby. Here to talk about that from Hobbytown is Jeffrey Gorlick. Welcome to the program, Jeffrey. Good to have you.
Thank you.
What have you got here in front of us?
I have a couple of them. The first one is a small one that we carry. It's brand new, about.
Let me see that. Let me hold that up. I don't want
to. It's about 2 weeks old since it's been on the.
Take a tight shot of this here.
It's been on the market. It's called the Inductrix. It's made by Blade. It's a very popular one so far. I mean, we can't even keep them on our shelves.
Will this thing fly?
Yes, I can show you later on how it flies in the studio.
And this one
here.
flies too, this big one here?
Yep, that one's an outdoor one, so not in here. It's a little too tight in here, but
you can't fly this one around, huh?
Yeah.
How about hovering above the desk?
It needs GPS for it to stabilized and get all of its acquired.
I'll hand you this one back so it doesn't break. It looks like it's very fragile. Is it fragile?
Not really. This is actually our demo one, so even our employees who aren't big into flying actually fly it.
You know, take down the phone number for just a moment if we can. 436-MeTV option 11. There is a full-blown view of that big drone, and the little one is down below there right now. Let's roll the videotape inside Hobbytown number 2. And who's coming in to Hobbytown, USA, located at Blackstone and Barstow, to buy these drones? And look at that. Look at the selection you have here.
Basically anybody. I mean, the average customer who just hears about drones in the news, wants to take a look at them, see what they cost, you know, realize that they're somewhat affordable. And up to the people who spend the most money would be farmers or real estate, roofing companies, basically anybody who needs a camera and an aerial view.
Are people coming in because they want a drone to spy on their neighbor?
I do hear that a lot.
You do? Because why? What's going on?
Curious, I think. I think most of the time I could tell it's somewhat of a joke. You know, just to say,
but
hey,
they're being serious, probably.
They might be, yeah. And I always inform them, you know, that
don't do it.
Don't do it. Definitely.
Is it illegal?
Yes, I would believe it is illegal for
to fly that over your neighbor's fence.
Yes, yeah. You know, for privacy reasons. But yeah, no, definitely don't. I don't recommend that. And
imagine if your neighbor is out there nude sunbathing, and here comes a drone flying over the place, over the backyard. That would not be a good thing, would it?
No, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that would not be a good thing. And then I think the person who was nude would be pretty upset and might press charges.
Yeah. Go ahead. I interrupted you. So you're looking at some customers here. So what's your clientele?
Basically anybody, really. You know, we're the biggest hobby store in Fresno.
I know.
We've been around for, I believe, 22 years or plus.
Yeah.
So basically anybody. We try to do our best to please everybody and give good customer service, and supply everybody all their needs and what they want.
Yeah. What in the video there you can see the monitor. What kind of drone is that?
That's this Chroma that I have in front of me right now.
Oh, okay. And that's the remote control for it right there?
Yes. Yeah. So the remote has a monitor on the bottom, which can control, which you can see what the camera sees.
Wow. Look at that. That's the camera?
Yes.
That's this camera?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. So what is this drone that we're looking at in the videotape and the one on the desk here, which is the same one essentially? What does it go for?
$1,100.
My goodness.
And that's our most popular one it's a 1080p camera, so it's still really good quality, GoPro quality.
Yeah.
And it's got all the functions of all the higher end quadcopters.
See, now that Lauren got a new job, you cut him a check. There's a drone for you right there. You've got a raise. You've got a raise. Anyway, $1,100 for this drone. For this drone. And are people buying drones that cost this much?
Yes, they are. Like I said, the real estate or farmers, roof inspectors. I mean, even I believe Fresno Unified bought one from us. And they use it for inspecting the roofs.
Roll the videotape again. I think we have more videotape from Hobbytown, USA. What's the telephone number out there in case people want to call and ask some questions?
559-435-3342.
Wow, okay, and you've been around a long time. I've actually bought some things out there for my son and my daughter at Hobbytown, USA. You actually moved your location just a couple of years ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it's been 3 to 4 years now.
3 to 4 years now. And so when these people come in and they want to purchase a drone, are they experienced flyers or are they looking to fly for the first time? And the second half of that question is, if they're looking to fly for the first time, do you teach them how to fly?
Well, we'll start out with, we don't teach anybody. You know, we do show demos of what it can do in the store, and then, you know, we do sell beginner ones. It seems to be what the hot market is. Ones that are right around $100 or so, a little less.
That's the hot market right now.
Yes, and then even up to a little bit of a $200 market. That's basically the average customer.
Yeah.
You know, if they come in looking for one, they end up buying one in that market price range.
Wow, look at the videotape here, and when these people come in and they're seeing those drones, we have a phone call? Oh, we actually have a call coming in. All right, caller, go ahead. You're on the air with Jeffrey Gorlick from Hobbytown, USA. What's your question?
Hi, John. Hi, Jeffrey. Interesting show today. I got a couple questions. One, I'm interested in maybe producing like a professional quality film, Could he tell us a little bit about maybe what would be required of somebody wanting to film footage, say, in the city of Fresno or in the county of Fresno, if there's any difference? And then that's the second question is, I've seen drones online, and I want to say they're in the like $3,000 to $5,000 range that you could put your iPhone on.
Okay.
With the GoPro, what's the difference between what he has on the set and something like that, and is it worth spending that much money for that technology? Because this looks pretty nice.
Well, the ones that are usually $3,000 to $5,000, those are really expensive, nice quality ones usually.
Those are professional drones?
Yes, those are going to be professional. I mean, even upwards to close to $10,000 and definitely a lot more.
Yeah.
The one I have here in the store is your basic one that has a nice camera.
Lauren's buying this one after the show.
Yeah.
She's cutting you a check, I'm telling you.
All right, good. I brought one brand new in the box for her, too. So, no, but this one is definitely a good starter. It's comparable to the DJI products, which are like the Phantoms, which are really popular. Blade made this one, which is the Chroma, as a competitive drone to compete with DJI.
Man, that's amazing.
So it still has all the same features as the DJI products. It's just Blade has a better brand, better backing with company-wise.
We got to take a break, but we're with Jeffrey Gorlick from Hobbytown, USA, and located at Blackstone and Barstow. I want to give them a big plug. We thank them for coming in, talking about the safety of drones today, and talking about, people using this for real estate, for business, and also for fun, for pleasure, right? 436-MeTV option 11. Back in a moment.
Have you or a loved one recently been arrested for a serious crime?
Is your professional reputation at risk?
Aggressive representation from a qualified defense attorney can help you avoid conviction and keep your reputation untarnished.
Hi, I'm Charles McGill, and I'll fight for your rights. With extensive experience in successfully defending against a wide range of criminal offenses and high-profile cases, you can rest assured that you'll get the fair trial you deserve from McGill, Guzman McGill. Call us at 559-255-3425 or visit us online at toplawyersfresno.com.
Hello, I'm John Walsh. We need your help to capture this fugitive. Francisco Molina Nieve has been on the run since March 2008. The police and the FBI need your help tracking this coward down. He's wanted for brutally beating his girlfriend and for the use of a firearm. He has 3 freckles and a crescent shape under his right eye. Call the Colorado FBI at 303-629-7171 if you know where he's hiding.
You never know where a drone will pop up. This year, 400,000 drones are expected to be sold in the United States. Some for law enforcement, others to take crystal clear pictures from unique vantage points. But there is growing concern that the skies are getting too crowded, especially over one of our national treasures. John Blackstone reports tonight from San Francisco.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, talk about a national treasure. Charlie Rose of CBS News doing the intro to the Golden Gate Bridge story about drones and having a drone flying near his head while he's reading the script in the studio live.
Yes.
That's just incredible. And using a drone very similar to this one, right?
Yes, this is the one I have in front of me is just the newer model of the one he was flying.
Yeah, that's amazing. The CBS studios, of course, CBS News studios in New York City. All right, you've got one here that's going to fly right on top of my head and try to land it on my head. Go ahead. Take that tight shot. There it is. Look at that. Oh, good shot. Good shot, Jeffrey. Oh, my gosh. Do that again. That felt good. I can feel the wind. The wind. The wind. Oh, it fell behind me, but that's okay. So this doesn't break so easily, does it?
No, this one's definitely very durable.
You can fly it. Go ahead and fly it. That's fine.
It has the prop guards, so it doesn't, you're not going to break many motors and not as many props with it because it's protected.
Yeah, there it is right there. It's kind of flying a little bit lower so the camera, right there in front of your face. Do it right in front of your face. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? So how many people are buying drones that are small in size like this? And the second part of that question is, can you get a drone this size, that small, with a camera on it?
Yes, there is one that's a little bit bigger that comes with a camera. It's right around $60. The camera records video and photo to an SD card, so you can view back later on your computer.
I love that. Do you know that they actually have drone races? Did you know that the drone races took place at the California State Fair in Sacramento in July?
Yes, I did.
Did you know that?
Yes.
First sanctioned event ever in the U.S. Let's roll the videotape, and this is part of what you saw at the California State Fair, if you in fact went there. A dream come true for some, the first sanctioned event, 120 pilots racing packs of drones around a course up to 80 miles an hour. This is amazing. You hear about drones in the news, but typically this is not what you're used to, right, Jeffrey?
Yes, yeah, it's this has become a very popular sport. We do still sell some of these in our store.
These ones here that are flying?
Yes.
Wow.
We do sell like 2 different brands. Not specifically the ones that they're flying there, but
that's the owner of that drone there, one of those drones that flew in Sacramento. He's Spanish-born hobbyist named Sharp Poo.
Yes.
Sharpoo. Do you know who Sharpoo is?
I have definitely heard of him.
You heard of him?
Yeah, he's very popular in the racing community.
Yeah, and how about another piece of videotape talking about drone fighting? It's like a boxing match. You have these drones that are fighting like boxing matches. Kyle Ettinger is a growing star in the drone sport. He's only 15 years old. He's a member of the Drone Flight Club in San Mateo. He's part of a club known as Game of Drones, and members meet each month to test their skills. Ettinger built his own fighter drone, a quadcopter. I have no idea what that is. What is it?
Just a 4-rotored helicopter, just like these.
Amazing, and it's made out of plastic arms. One of those arms broke. Ettinger fixed it himself on the spot within minutes, and I'll tell you what, in the end, he went undefeated for the tournament for the weekend in San Mateo, winning 20 consecutive matches for the entire 3-day event. And there is his drone right there, taking down the other one. So is this a growing sport as well?
Yes. Yeah, everything with the quadcopters or drones is becoming super popular.
So I still don't get what a quad drone is or a quadcopter. What is that?
Basically, a quadcopter is a helicopter that has 4 rotors on it, just like these. So these are all quadcopters.
So these are all quadcopters?
Yes. Yeah. The term drone is, a unmanned aerial vehicle, kind of UAV.
So if they have rotors, it's a quadcopter?
Yes. Yeah. So anything with 4 motors is quadcopter.
Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead. Limited time, though.
I'm watching these drones, and these are really neat. It's just too bad that our privacy is just shot to heck. No more privacy. People can't sunbathe out by the pool anymore. I mean, you're open to everything. Cameras in the air. Where did our privacy go?
I don't know. Maybe Jeffrey can answer that.
Yeah, we especially tell our customers, not to do that kind of stuff, not fly over other people's property.
They don't listen, though.
Yeah, no, obviously.
They don't listen.
People still fly in front of real helicopters and real airplanes and in front of firefighters that trying to...
It's like that thrill. They want to take a chance. It's the risk that they want to take. And by the way, speaking of firefighters, shame on you if you own a drone and you're interfering with any of the firefighters here in the state of California. We have more than a dozen California wildfires blazing around the state. Do not interfere with some of those planes that are battling some of those blazes, right?
Yeah,
that's an absolute no-no.
Exactly.
That's where I draw the line. I mean, this is all fun and games, but you know what? Safety is of the utmost importance to everyone, not only if you're close to the airport, if you're close to a fire. Drones can be used for positive as well, helping in medical aid, right?
Yes, yeah, medical aid, search and rescue.
Farming?
Yeah, farming. So, because we are in a drought, you can use it to fly over your fields, look for dry spots or too wet of spots.
We all need to pray that ISIS doesn't come here with drones.
Yes, yeah. That would be a very, very bad thing.
That would be a bad thing. Jeffrey, one more time. The number at Hobbytown, we got 30 seconds.
559-435-3342.
Okay, and located at Blackstone and Barstow. Been there for about 4 years now. Jeffrey Gorlick, I appreciate it. Fly that thing one more time on top of my head as I'm closing out here. Tomorrow, it's going to be Peter Nazaridian. Just fly it around my head. That's fine. Peter Nazaridian, he is a family therapist. We're going to need therapy after this show today. Back tomorrow with another edition of Connect with Me on MeTV Fresno. Isn't that great? Look at that sucker.